Welcome back to Tales of the Dark. Tonight, I have something different. This isn't a story someone told me. This is something that happened to me. Warning, don't listen to this if you're alone, especially if you're waiting for a bus at night, because some routes don't take you home. The last bus, I wasn't supposed to take that bus. Not that late, not that route, but I didn't have a choice. It was past midnight, my phone was almost dead, and I had already missed the last regular bus. At least that's what I thought. The bus stop was empty, not just quiet, empty, no cars passing, no people walking, no distant sounds, just the occasional flicker of the streetlight above me. On, off, on, I checked my phone again, no signal. Perfect, I muttered. The cold felt sharper than usual, not freezing, but enough to make me uncomfortable, like something was off about the air itself. I stepped closer to the road, looked down both directions. Nothing, just darkness stretching further than I could see. Then I heard it, a bus, but it didn't sound right. No engine roar, no brakes screeching. Just a low hum, soft, almost distant. Even though it was getting closer, I frowned. That's weird. The bus slowly appeared from the darkness, and the first thing I noticed was the lights. They were dim, too dim, like they were barely working. The bus pulled up in front of me, stopped. The doors opened, no sound, no air release, just open. I hesitated, something about it didn't feel right. I looked at the front display. No route number, no destination, just blank. You going to get on or not? The voice came from inside. The driver, I hadn't even noticed him at first. He was sitting there, hands on the wheel, not looking at me, just staring straight ahead. Where does this go? I asked. A pause, then, last stop. That was it, no name. No explanation, just those two words. I should have walked away, I know that now, but at the time it felt like my only option, so I stepped on. The moment my foot touched the floor, something felt wrong, not physically, but mentally. Like stepping into a place I wasn't supposed to be. I walked down the aisle slowly. The bus was empty, completely empty. Every seat, every row, no passengers, just me and the driver. I sat down near the middle, close enough to see the front, but not too close. The doors closed behind me, still no sound. The bus started moving, and immediately I noticed something strange. The windows, they were too dark, not tinted, dark, like the outside wasn't fully there. I leaned slightly toward the glass, trying to see something, anything, but all I saw was my own reflection, and the inside of the bus, nothing beyond that. Okay, I whispered, just get home. I looked toward the driver, still the same, hands on the wheel, eyes forward, not moving, not reacting. I sat back, tried to relax, then I noticed something, the sound. Or lack of it, there was no engine noise, no vibration, nothing. The bus was moving, but it didn't feel like it. That's when my phone buzzed. I flinched, looked down, 1% battery, one message, unknown number. You shouldn't be on that bus. My chest tightened. What? I looked around, still empty, still silent. I quickly typed back, "Who is this?" The message showed as sent, but no reply came. Then my phone died, screen went black, and just like that I was completely alone, or at least I thought I was. I looked up slowly. And that's when I noticed it, the reflection in the window across from me. There was someone sitting behind me. I froze. I didn't hear anyone get on, didn't hear footsteps, didn't hear the doors open. But in the reflection they were there, sitting still, facing forward, right behind me. My heart started pounding. Slowly I turned my head. The seat behind me was empty. I looked back at the window, still there, clear as before, a figure sitting, not moving, watching, and then it tilted its head. Some buses slow down, some buses stop, but the worst ones keep moving no matter what. The bus that doesn't stop, I didn't turn around again. I couldn't, because I already knew what I'd see. Nothing, an empty seat, even though I could still feel it, that presence behind me. I kept my eyes locked on the window, on the reflection. The figure hadn't moved again, still sitting there, still watching, like it didn't care if I noticed anymore, like it wanted me to. My breathing got shallow. "This isn't real," I whispered. But even as I said it, the bus took a sharp turn, too sharp. My body shifted slightly in the seat, but there was no sound, no tires screeching, no engine strain, just movement. I grabbed the edge of the seat. "Hey, where are we going?" I called out. The driver didn't respond, didn't even react, still facing forward, still completely still. "Hello?" Nothing. My voice felt small inside the bus, like it wasn't filling the space properly. I looked back at the reflection again. The figure was closer now, not by much, but enough that I could tell it hadn't been sitting in the same position. Even though I hadn't seen it move, my chest tightened. No, I stood up slowly. Every movement felt too loud now, too noticeable. Even though the bus itself made no sound, I stepped into the aisle. The lights above flickered slightly, just once, but it was enough. I walked forward toward the driver, trying not to look at the seats, trying not to check if something was sitting in them now. "Hey, stop the bus," I said. No response. I moved closer. "Did you hear me? I need to get off." Nothing. I reached the front, stood just behind the driver, and that's when I noticed something was seriously wrong. His hands were on the wheel, but they weren't moving, not even slightly. The wheel was turning, but his hands stayed still, like they weren't controlling it, like they were just placed there. My stomach dropped. "What the hell?" I leaned slightly to the side, trying to see his face, but before I could, he spoke. "Sit down." My heart skipped. I said, "Stop the bus." A pause, then, "This isn't your stop." My throat went dry. "What do you mean?" "Just open the door." The bus kept moving, faster now, or at least it felt faster, even though nothing outside was visible, just darkness. "You don't get off here." That sentence hit differently, not like a refusal, like a rule. I stepped back slowly. "What route is this?" No answer, only silence again. The lights flickered, longer this time, and when they came back, the bus wasn't empty anymore. I froze. Every seat was occupied, people sitting perfectly still, facing forward, just like the train. My breathing stopped. No, I hadn't heard anyone get on. Hadn't seen the doors open, but they were there, all of them. And slowly, one by one, their heads turned toward me, not all at once, not synchronized, but deliberate. Each one taking its time, until every single face was looking directly at me. I stumbled back. "What is this?" No one answered, no one moved again. They just stared, blank expressions, unblinking eyes, and then the bus slowed down. For the first time I felt it, a real deceleration. Hope hit me instantly. Yes, stop here." The bus came to a halt. The doors opened, finally. I rushed toward them, didn't even think, didn't look back, just moved. But the moment I reached the door, I stopped, because there was no road outside, no street, no sidewalk, nothing, just darkness, endless, like the world had ended beyond that step. My chest tightened. "Where are we?" The driver spoke again. "This isn't your stop." I turned back slowly. The passengers were still watching me, every single one of them, and then something changed. The reflection in the window near the door showed someone standing right behind me, closer than before, too close. I didn't feel them, didn't hear them, but in the reflection they were right there, and slowly they leaned toward my ear and whispered, "You missed it again. Some things follow you quietly, some things wait, but some sit right behind you and never leave." Story: the passenger behind you. I didn't step out. I couldn't. The moment I saw that reflection, felt that breath near my ear, something in me locked up. Every instinct screamed the same thing: don't move. The darkness outside the bus didn't look like night anymore. It looked empty. Like there was nothing there to step onto. No ground, no air, just absence. The doors stayed open, waiting, like the bus itself expected me to make a choice. I took a slow step back. The doors shut instantly, no warning, no sound, just closed. The bus jerked forward again. And the second it did, the whisper behind me was gone. I turned around quickly. Nothing, empty space, but the reflection still showed someone standing there. My breathing got heavier. "What do you want?" I whispered. No response. The reflection didn't move this time, didn't tilt its head. It didn't lean closer, it just stood there, watching, like it already knew what was going to happen. I backed away slowly toward the aisle, toward the middle of the bus. The passengers were still there, every seat filled. Every face turned toward me, still not blinking, still not speaking. Just observing, like I was the only thing that mattered now. I tried not to look at them, tried to focus on something real, something that made sense. The driver. I moved forward again, carefully. "Stop the bus," I said. No response. "Please, just stop the bus." The wheel turned slightly, but his hands didn't move, not even a twitch. The bus turned again, sharp, unnatural, and that's when I noticed something worse. The road outside was repeating, a single streetlight, a broken sign, a bend in the road, then again, and again, and again. Like we were driving in a loop, but faster each time. My chest tightened. No, this is wrong. I grabbed the pole near the front, trying to steady myself. The lights flickered hard. The entire bus went dark for a second, then came back, and everything changed. The passengers were closer, not in their seats anymore, standing in the aisle between the rows, facing me. My heart started racing. What the hell? They hadn't made a sound, hadn't moved while the lights were off. But now they were all standing, blocking the path, blocking everything. I stepped back, slowly. Stay back, no reaction. Then one of them moved, just one step toward me, slow, controlled, and then another, and another, until all of them started walking, at the same pace, toward me. I turned and ran, back toward the rear of the bus. Didn't think, didn't plan, just ran. My footsteps echoed unnaturally loud, but theirs made no sound at all. I reached the back, turned around, they were still coming. Closer now, filling the aisle completely, no space left, no way through, and that's when I saw it. The last row, one seat, still empty. My chest tightened. No, it was the only empty seat, the only place left, and somehow I knew that seat was mine. I shook my head. I'm not sitting there. The passengers stopped moving, all at once, right where they stood, blocking everything except that seat, waiting. I stepped back slowly. My legs hit the edge of it. I looked down. Then the reflection in the window beside me shifted and showed me something I wasn't ready for. Someone already sitting in that seat, me, looking up, smiling, my breath caught. No, that's not. The reflection version of me tilted its head, then slowly raised a hand and tapped the seat, inviting me. The passengers behind me took one step forward, not fast, not aggressive, just enough to make it clear I didn't have a choice. My hands were shaking. This isn't real. But my body moved anyway, like it had done this before, like it knew what came next. I slowly sat down. The moment I did, everything stopped. The passengers froze, the lights stabilized, the bus felt normal again, too normal. I looked around. Every passenger was back in their seat. Like nothing had happened, like they had never moved. My breathing was uneven. What just happened? Then the reflection beside me changed again. The version of me was gone, and now someone else was sitting behind me, closer than before, leaning forward slowly, and whispering. Now you're in the right place. Some vehicles are controlled, some are guided, but some don't need a driver at all. The driver who isn't there, I didn't move after that. I couldn't. The moment I sat in that seat, everything changed. Not suddenly, not violently, but quietly. Like something had finally settled. The passengers weren't staring anymore. They were facing forward again, still silent like before, like nothing had ever happened. But I knew better, because now I could feel it. That same presence, not behind me anymore, not in the reflection, but closer. Inside the space around me, like the bus itself was aware of me now. My breathing slowed, not because I was calm, but because something inside me was forcing it to, like panic wasn't allowed anymore. I looked toward the front. The driver was still there, hands on the wheel. Eyes forward, unmoving, unblinking, I stared at him. "Who are you?" I whispered. No response, but something felt different, wrong in a new way. I stood up slowly. No one reacted. No heads turning, no shifting, just silence. I walked toward the front again, step by step. The lights didn't flicker this time. The bus didn't react. It just let me move. I reached the driver's seat and slowly leaned forward, trying to see his face, and that's when everything broke. There was no one there. My heart slammed against my chest. What? The uniform was there. The arms, the hands, resting on the wheel, but above the collar, nothing. No head, no face, just empty space, like something had been removed or never there at all. I stumbled back. No, the wheel turned, smoothly, perfectly, without anyone controlling it. The bus shifted lanes. Took a turn all on its own. My breathing started to shake again. This isn't possible, but it was happening right in front of me. And that's when the speaker turned on, a low crackle. Then that voice, not one voice, many layered together, distorted, driver unavailable. My stomach dropped. Route continues. I backed away slowly. The passengers didn't move, didn't react, like they had heard it before, like it was normal. The bus started accelerating, faster now, faster than before. The windows went completely black, not dark, black like they had been painted over. No reflections, no outside, nothing. I ran back to my seat, sat down hard. What is this? What is this? My voice felt smaller now, weaker, like it didn't carry the same weight anymore. Then the lights dimmed, not flickering, just slowly fading, until the entire bus was barely visible. Only outlines, only shapes, and that's when I heard it. Breathing, not mine, not the passengers, something else, deep, close. I turned slowly. The seat behind me was no longer empty. Someone was sitting there, fully visible now, no reflection needed, no illusion, just there. Wearing the same clothes as me, same posture, same face. My chest tightened. No, it looked at me and smiled, not wide, not exaggerated, just enough to feel wrong. You took too long this time. My heart skipped. What do you mean? It tilted its head slightly. Usually you get here faster. The words hit hard. Get where? It leaned closer, slowly, until it was right behind my seat, and whispered, the part where you understand. The bus jerked violently. The lights flickered once, then everything went dark, completely, and for the first time. The bus made a sound, a loud metallic screech, like something tearing, then silence. When the lights came back, we weren't on a road anymore. The bus had stopped, and outside was something I wasn't ready to see, shapes, standing in the distance, still, watching, waiting. And the voice came one last time. Final route reached. The doors opened, slowly, and something inside me told me this time I wasn't going to hesitate. Some stops are marked, some are announced, but some aren't meant to be found at all. The stop that doesn't exist. I didn't rush this time, I didn't panic. I just sat there staring at the open doors, waiting, because something felt different, not safer, just clearer, like I had already been through this moment before. The bus was completely still, no movement, no sound, even the air felt paused. I looked outside. Those shapes were closer now, not rushing, not approaching fast, just slowly existing nearer than before. Like distance didn't apply to them the same way. My chest felt tight. What are they? No one answered, but I didn't expect them to, because now I was starting to understand something. The passengers. I turned slowly, looked at them, every single one sitting perfectly still again, facing forward like before, but now I noticed the details, their clothes, their faces, their expressions. They weren't random. They were familiar, not personally, but situationally. Like people you pass by, people you sit near, people you ignore, normal people. Except there was something off, something missing, recognition. They didn't feel like individuals, they felt like copies, versions. And then it hit me. They were passengers, I whispered. They all got on like I did. The realization settled deep, heavy. They didn't leave, they stayed, and whatever stepped off wasn't them anymore. My breathing slowed. The fear didn't go away, but it changed into something worse. Understanding. Behind me I felt movement, not sudden, not aggressive, just presence shifting. I didn't turn immediately, because I already knew it was still there, that version of me, or whatever it was. So you see it now, it said softly. I closed my eyes for a second. This isn't a bus, is it? A pause, then, it never was. I opened my eyes again. The shapes outside were clearer now, closer, standing just beyond where the ground should be. And now I could see them properly. They weren't just figures, they were people, or what used to be people, their bodies twisted, stretched, like something had reshaped them after they stepped out. But their faces were still human, still aware, still watching, and one of them stood closer than the rest, closer to the door, looking directly at me, clearer than the others, and when I focused, my chest dropped completely, because it looked like me, not exactly the same, but close enough, a version that had already stepped off, a version that had already changed. I swallowed hard. That's what happens, isn't it? Behind me it spoke again. Only if you leave. I turned this time slowly. It was sitting in the seat behind me, fully visible. No distortion, no shadow, just me, looking at me, calm, unbothered, like it had accepted everything. Then why do you want me to go out there? It tilted its head slightly. I don't. That answer hit differently. Then why does this keep happening? A pause, then. Because you think you're supposed to leave. My mind froze. What? It leaned forward slightly, eyes locked onto mine. You keep trying to get off. The bus creaked softly, not movement, just attention. like something was reacting to the conversation. You see the door open and you assume it's an exit. I look toward the doors again, still open, still leading into that same empty space. It's not an exit, is it? Silence. Then it's a replacement. My stomach twisted. The pieces started connecting, the train, the loop. The reflection, it wasn't transportation, it was selection. And the moment you stepped out, you didn't leave, you switched. Something outside took your place, and you became one of them, waiting for the next person. I shook my head slowly. No, I'm not doing that. Behind me. It didn't react, didn't argue, because it didn't need to. You already have. Those words hit harder than anything else. My chest tightened. No, I haven't. But even as I said it, something inside me felt uncertain because I had seen it. That version of me stepping off earlier. Smiling calm like it knew something I didn't. The bus lights flickered once, then steadied again. The voice came back. Final stop. I froze. Again, the doors creaked slightly, wider, inviting. The figures outside took a step closer, not fast, not aggressive, just enough to remind me. This moment wouldn't last forever. I stood up slowly, not because I wanted to, but because something inside me was pulling me, the same feeling, the same pressure. Like I had reached this point too many times, like my body already knew what to do. I walked toward the door. Step by step, the passengers didn't move, didn't react, just sat there, watching the process repeat. I reached the edge, looked down, still nothing, still no ground, just darkness. But this time I didn't step back, because now I understood something worse. It didn't matter what I chose. Because this wasn't the first time, and it wouldn't be the last. Behind me, that voice said one final thing. You always stop here. Some journeys end when you arrive, some end when you leave. But this one only ends when someone else takes your place. The loop you never break. I stood at the edge of the bus, looking down into nothing. No ground, no road, just that same endless darkness. And yet this time I didn't feel fear the same way, because I understood it now, or at least enough of it. Behind me the bus was silent. Passengers still, driver gone, everything exactly where it needed to be, like a machine waiting for its final step. You don't have to go. The voice came again, calm, familiar. I didn't turn around. But I already did, didn't I? A pause, then. Yes, my chest tightened, not panic, something heavier, acceptance, because I remembered, not clearly, not like a normal memory, but fragments, standing at a bus stop, seeing headlights in the distance. Hesitating, stepping on anyway, and then another moment, standing right here, just like this, looking into the dark. And stepping forward, I swallowed slowly. How many times? Silence, then enough. That answer told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't the first loop, and it wouldn't be the last. I took a small step forward, not off the bus, just closer to the edge. The darkness didn't react, didn't shift, but I felt something else. Movement, not outside, behind me. I turned this time slowly and saw it. The seat I had been sitting in was no longer empty. Someone was there, breathing fast, looking around, confused, exactly like I had been. My stomach dropped. No, they stood up suddenly, rushed toward the front. Hey, stop the bus, where are we going? Their voice echoed, desperate, real. I watched them, every movement, every reaction, and I realized something that made everything worse. That wasn't just someone else, that was me. Another version, another beginning, another loop. The bus hadn't found a new passenger. It had reset me, split me, or maybe replaced me. I didn't fully understand it, but I didn't need to, because I could already see how it would end. They looked toward the door, saw the darkness. Hesitated, just like I always did. Behind me, the figures outside shifted slightly. Waiting, always waiting. The voice returned one last time. Final stop. The doors creaked wider, inviting, patient. I looked back at the version of me on the bus, panicking. Trying to make sense of everything. Still believing they could leave. Still believing this was a mistake. And for a second, I wanted to warn them. Wanted to tell them not to step forward, not to choose, because it didn't matter. The moment you were here. You were already part of it, but no sound came out because I wasn't part of that side anymore. I turned back toward the darkness, toward the figures, toward the place I now belonged, and for the first time I noticed something I hadn't before. They weren't just watching. They were making space. opening a gap right in front of me, like they had been waiting for me specifically, like they knew I would finally understand. My breathing slowed, not forced this time, natural, calm, because there was nothing left to fight. I took one final step off the bus, and the moment I did, everything shifted. The darkness didn't feel empty anymore, it felt full, like I had stepped into something already occupied, already alive. Behind me, the bus doors slammed shut, loud, violent. For the first time since I got on, I turned slightly, and through the window I saw it, the version of me inside, frozen, breathing fast, eyes wide, just like I had been. The bus began to move, slow, silent, disappearing into the same darkness it came from, carrying the next version of me toward the same realization, toward the same choice, toward the same ending. And as it vanished, I understood the final truth. This isn't a bus, it isn't a route, it isn't even a trap, it's a system. And it doesn't take you somewhere, it replaces you over and over again, and somewhere far away. On a quiet, empty street, a bus stop flickers under a broken light, and someone stands there, checking their phone, waiting, thinking they missed the last bus, until they hear it. A low hum coming from the darkness, getting closer, and when it arrives, the sign on the front shows nothing, no route, no destination, just empty, waiting for them. If you are new here, subscribe to Tales of the Dark, where every story gives you a nightmare.